Hey, my name is Cohen, and over the last couple of years, I have literally sold tens of thousands of digital products. Right, so we'll put digital right here. I have helped well over 100,000 people to understand how to come up with ideas for digital products, including like Kindle books, courses, ebooks, memberships, coaching programs, subscriptions, you name it. So have helped a lot of people kind of figure out how do they do that. And I've made millions and millions of dollars selling digital products as well, right? And I want to share something with you that I think is going to help you out, especially if you're someone that's brand new, especially if you're someone who has an idea for a book. Maybe you've got an idea for some type of fiction or nonfiction book. Maybe you have an idea for a course, a membership, a coaching program. You want to put a challenge together, you've got a webinar idea, whatever it is, all right? I'm going to be real with you in this, and I'll tell you some things that most people who have hit my levels of success won't share with you, all right? So in order to do that, I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to kind of open up a new layer here. So this is where you're at right now. So this is you. You're brand new, and you're trying to figure this out. Man, I screwed up your mouth right there, didn't I? You're trying to figure this out, right? And you've got an idea, which is beautiful. If you have an idea, you can literally, like an idea for something that you want to sell, right? As long as you get past the, oh, I just want to be creative, meaning I just want to write or I just want to create and I don't care if anyone buys it, right? That's BS, right? You need sales, you need money, even if you don't think you do. Even if you don't want to sell, even if you hate marketing, right? You need it. Not only do you need it, but you absolutely must have it. Even if it's not just for you. It might be for your aging mother, maybe your aging dad, maybe you've got children, maybe you care about pets, something that's going to require money, right? So we are looking to figure out how do I go in and take what's in my head and share it with other people. Right? And these are some other folks, little stick figures, that would get value and benefit out of it. Right? That would get value and benefit out of it. How do I do that? Especially if I'm brand new. Well, the first thing is you have to get this thing that's in your head into a form where it's sellable. So you take the thing that's in your head, the idea, and this is actually what I did when I first started, and I didn't know anyone, didn't have any money, didn't have any resources, didn't even have YouTube like this to kind of learn from other people. Right, so you take this thing that's in your head and you have to put it into a sellable format, right? So now when I first did this, we sold physical products, right? So like this, Kindle Cashflow, made millions of dollars selling this product right here. You might have even purchased it. So we take this and we put it into a form that people could buy, right? So they can come over here and they can actually buy it. Doesn't have to be a physical form. It should not be a physical form like this, right? We're now in the age of everything's digital. So you can actually take the knowledge that you have in your head. You can go in, you can put it in a video format like this. So you've got like a talking head, you're speaking to a screen, right? Super easy to do. Even if you're introverted like me, you get past the fear. You understand that the camera's not going to bite you. Camera can't harm you. You make your mistakes, you say the words incorrectly, your eyeballs are going to roll back and forth, whatever, you still get it out there and you publish it. Before you get to think about it, you publish it. And you do this over and over and over and over and over again and you get better. So that's one way that you can actually do it. So you can have this video format, right? You create these videos and you're going to put them behind a paid wall, so like a membership wall. And there's so many different sources that you can use. For this, one of the sources that I like to use, one of the platforms that I like to use is the AMS. It's the automatic marketing system. I'll put a link, I'll have my team put a link to it in the description of this video so you can go in, you can try it out for 30 days. I'll give you like a high level access so you can go do some really cool things like build up your email list. You can build up funnels, websites, whatever, right? WordPress sites. But most importantly, you can go in, you can take the content that you're taking out of your head and putting it into a consumable format, and then you can sell it, right? So video, that's one way. The other way that you can create video is outside of it being talking head like this is you can also go in, you can create like slides. So you can go over, you can use like Canva, You can use, I mean, there's so many great AI sites that you can use right now to go in and create your slides. I actually would go in and build them out in Canva. So if you go watch one of my webinars or one of my, I'm sure if you're watching this video, maybe you might own one of my products. Go look at how we build them out. Go back in the members area for that product that you bought, whichever product it is, and you'll see like how we build out the slides. It's super simple, and you're recording that to video, right? So you're recording your slides to video. Now here's a tip. Whether you're creating like talking head videos like this, and you're putting that behind your gate, your members area, or you're creating like slides, right? You're doing it in Canva, or you could even use like PowerPoint, right? Or Keynote. You're gonna make your videos no longer than 5 to 7 minutes long. You don't want to have a long 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute, 50-minute video. The reason why is you want to break it up 5, 7, 12 minutes at most, is because people kind of shut off when they have these long videos that they have to watch, right? Especially when it's a training video. So like a YouTube video like this, it's a little bit different. So I can go 15, 20, 30 minutes in a YouTube video, but in a training program, you want them to be able to go in, get short bites, digest it, get a result within that 7, 10, 12 minutes, and then come back and watch the next video. Then come back and watch the next video. You don't have to have a ton of videos. They don't have to be super long, all right? This is one of the things that I learned. I've created well over 200 digital courses. And this is one of the things that I learned by just listening to my customers. Hey, Ty, some of your videos are too long. I mean, it's 20 minutes, it's 30 minutes, it's 40 minutes. It's 2 hours, right? Because I would get in the zone and I want to teach them everything. But if you give them short videos, they will appreciate it. And then they will go in, they'll complete your course, your training program, much more than they will if it's a long, super long video, right? So break them up. Now, the other way that you can go in and you can create your content and you can get like your ideas out of your head, right, into another form is audio. So you can actually go in and you could speak it. Like you can go in, you can record it, you could speak it, and then you take those files, those MP3 files, and you can put them behind this wall, this paywall. This is going to be our paywall right here. All right, where people can go in and they can actually listen to them if they want. They can listen to them in the car, they can listen to them on the go, they can listen to them from their desktop, their laptop, their phone, right? So audio is very cool. Sometimes we'll combine like audio and video. And the next format, which is PDF. This is basically like an ebook, right? So a PDF, you can go in, you can have like checklists, you can have to-do lists, you can have just surveys, you can have just some really cool things that are put in a PDF format, right? So now you've got like videos, you've got PDFs, and you can combine those two, or audios and PDFs, and you can combine those two, right? And now this gives you the amount of content that's needed to go in and create your first course, if that's what you're looking to put together. Or if you've got some type of a membership program where you're selling different bits of content that teaches them how to do something, right? How to buy their first home with zero money down, whatever it might be. The thing is, plan out how you want your client to go through your training program so that they can get the best results with clarity, and that they will be able to go in and solve one single problem. So this is something else that, after having tens of thousands of customers and creating over 200, I was going to say 200,000, that's not true, 200 courses, digital courses, listening to my customers, and they're like, hey, Ty, man, you put so much value in your courses, but I only have like this one problem that I want to go in and solve, right? Not all of the other stuff. So solve for one problem in your courses and you'll do your customers a huge favor. Plus, you'll do yourself a favor, because now, as they start to need more help, you can sell them on other courses. You could sell them on other products, right? So you're getting your idea out of your head and you're putting it into this consumable format, whether it's video, audio, PDF. Now, you've got this behind this gated wall. And again, I said I use like the automatic marketing system. I'll have my guys put a link to it. You can go check it out. That's not enough. Once you have this in place, the next thing you need is you need a way to actually sell it, right? So you've got this, and now you need a way to sell it. The most important thing is to start to get the visibility in terms of getting people to know that you have this thing available. So this is going to be like your sales page. Right? And on your sales page, you should always have your order form. It could be at the bottom of your sales page here. And most people will try to say, hey, look, you want to have a sales page and then have that sales page lead over to an order page, but that's the wrong way of doing it. Because what happens is, if you have a button on your sales page that they have to click and it takes them over to your order page, you're now creating friction. You're creating one additional step. Versus if you have your sales page and then here you've got your order form right on your sales page. They don't have to click a button or anything. They can just scroll down, place their order, less friction, you're good to go. You'll see in most cases, like we just recently started tracking this, and 9 times out of 10, we have a much higher order conversion rate when we have the order form right on the sales page here versus having a button that sends them over to an order page, right? There's less friction there. Most people will tell you that you need a sales page, and then you should have a button on your sales page that takes them over to your order page. Don't do that, right? Listen to the person that sold tens of thousands of digital products, right? Right? Because we've had the volume to be able to test this. Now, you have your sales page. The next thing that you need is, right, you've got your sales page, you've got this all set up, you can have your funnel where you're upselling them, you're downselling them, you might have some order bumps here, right? I talk about all of this stuff in another video, so I'm not going to talk about it now. But you now need awareness. So you need to make people aware that you have this thing on your sales page that's available for sale that they can buy, right? Because without it, I'm bringing people in from different directions. Without it, you'll have the sales page and no one knows that it exists. No one will know that your product exists. So you could do this in a few different ways. So you could use like social media. You could use like free social media. And you could use like paid ads. Now, free social media takes time. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience, right? You have to build it up. It takes a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of discipline in you creating content and putting it out there on a regular basis. I created a video also that shows you how to go in and use AI agents, like agentic AI agents, to go in and create your social media content and to go in and schedule it and post it as well. So you're kind of pretty much hands off. So if you're going to do this yourself, it is very slow, all right? It takes time. The other way that you can get traffic is by paying for it. So you can use like meta ads, right, which is Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook and IG. This is starting to get really messy. Now the thing about meta ads is they become another avenue where you have to put money into it, right? So if you have money and you're going to run ads, I do suggest that people start off slow, right? You start off with these very small daily budgets, and I got a video where I talk about that as well, right? So you're running ads. Now, here's one of the things that people kind of fail to do, and you'll see like a lot of folks that are doing really well online, and we do this a lot too. Sometimes we'll send people directly from our meta ads over to our order page. Sometimes we'll do that, right? Now, when we do that, we're retargeting people, right? So sometimes we're retargeting people that are already customers of ours. They have already opted into our email list. Maybe they have already visited one of our social sites, right? They've interacted with our company. They know that we exist to some form or degree. If you have a pretty big list, then this is a great strategy to use. If you're brand new and you don't have a list, then this could waste money because honestly, very few people that go straight to your, and I have this going to your order page, sorry, it should have been going to your sales page, so that's where I meant to. I'll draw it over here. So very few people that hit your sales page for the first time are going to buy from you. As a matter of fact, you might see like 2 to 3% or less, right? We get about 8 to 10% of people that visit our sales pages for the very first time. All right, not customers, not people that know our brand, but for the first time, because there's a lot that we're doing with it, right? Again, this is years and millions of visits to our sales pages. So we've split tests like crazy. We continue to split tests on a regular basis. So there's a lot of things that we're doing that most people don't do. So that helps us to get our conversions high. But for most people that are starting out, it's got to be 2 to 3% and even 1% in some cases. So you don't want to send those people directly to your sales page. That means that for every 100 individuals that visit your page, literally like only 2 to 3 will buy from you. The other 98, 97 are lost, never to be seen again. So what I do advise that you do is you're going to go a little bit old school and you're going to send them to an opt-in page. Oh, this is terrible here. You're going to send them to an opt-in page where you can get like their email, you can get their name, and you can even get like their phone number. So now, if you get folks that visit, they come in, they opt in, they give you their data, right? And then you're going to redirect them to like your sales page. Now you're giving them something in exchange for this. You're giving them a report, a freebie, a checklist, something, right? You could easily create this on AI. I'll create a video that shows you how to do this if you want. But now you at least have a way to keep in contact with them. So you can send them reminder emails. You can send them updates. You can send them life in a, day in the life of Ty, or day in the life of Michelle, or day in the life of Jennifer Mathis, or whoever, right? So that they get to know, like, and trust you a little bit more. And then once they kind of know, like, and trust you, now they're much more open to going back to that sales page that you have, right, and ordering at a much higher rate versus when they first came in, right? So this is kind of like that system that you'll use to go in if you're brand new, right, and start getting your ideas out of your head, getting it out on a platform behind a paid wall so that people can actually pay you, get access to it. But you also have to have the traffic components, right? You have to have the component where you can go and you can capture their name, their email address, their phone number. You need some way to be able to get back to them, whether you're going to retarget them, you're going to send them emails, you're going to send them SMS text messages, because again, just like 1 to 3% of the people that actually first hit your page, whether it's through social media or ads, paid ads, are going to actually go in and buy. And you don't want to lose those people that don't buy. All right, so hopefully this has been of value. Let me know. Watch some of the other videos that I talk about where I go and I show you the other components, and then let me know what it is that you want to learn about, and I'll create a video just for you.